Hello, Sam here from Order Systems, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how we can integrate Yubii Climate components into Nice Home Management. So Nice Home Management is the control platform from Nice, who are one of the leading manufacturers in smart home and building automation solutions. Alongside Nice Home Management is Yubii, which is another control platform from Nice, and this can operate completely standalone or add additional benefits into Nice Home Management and add native control for things such as lighting, shading, climate and security, and also offer sensors and detectors such as CO, motion, and even water leaks too. So if you're looking to control some lighting without having to centralize your lighting system or even control some air conditioning, then Yubii will be your go-to solution. Nice were kind enough to send me out a Yubii Home Hub. They also sent me out a climate control panel which controls air conditioning. They also sent me out a warm control for water heating, and they also sent me out a TRV, a thermostatic radiator valve. The setup is easy. You just download the Yubii Home application from your relevant app store. When you plug in the hub, and after it's booted up, the LED on it will be a solid red light. So we're going to open the app and follow the wizard. Now it gives me some hints and tips on Yubii and creating a system. So I've got two options: existing system or new installation. I'm going to treat this as a new installation. I want to add a hub, please. To connect to the hub, I can scan the QR code that's on the hub, or I can input the hub's details manually, but I'm going to scan the QR code. Now it asks me if I want to join the Wi-Fi network. The Yubii Hub is broadcasting, so I'll join that. Once I'm on the hub's Wi-Fi, I can continue the wizard to get this onto my Wi-Fi network. So the app's asking if I'm an installer or the owner. If you don't have access to your customer's email while you're installing, you can set the system up as an installer, then hand it over to them once it's all set up and running. I'm going to choose owner. I know my details. Or the customer could be home as well, and I can easily get their details put into the app. The Yubii Home Hub I have here is Wi-Fi only. The Yubii Pro Hub has an RJ45 port for those hardwired Ethernet connections. So let's go on to Wi-Fi. It's found Yubii and asking for a Wi-Fi password, so let's go ahead and pop that in. Checking connection. This could take a few minutes. Then it asks me to rejoin my main Wi-Fi network, so let's go ahead and do that. Checking connection. I'm going to follow the rest of the wizard. And here is the dashboard. First thing I'm going to do is build a structure so I can place devices that I add into a location. So I'll go to more, home settings, and here I can add them in. I'll change the default to my office, choose an icon, and whether it's the default room in the app or if I want to hide it, and press save. I'll press add, and I can add a section. Now, I've been using this to determine floors or areas in the house, such as ground floor, first floor, outside, garden, etc, etc. I'll create the first floor, and then I'll move the office into that section. I'll create another section and call it ground floor. Then a room called living room and add it into that section on the ground floor. And I'm also going to add a kitchen as well. That'll do for me. Let's go ahead and add some devices in. I'm going to start with the Z-Wave Climate Control. This little unit I really like. I think it's pretty cool. The Climate Control is the thermostat with the innovative design created to control split air conditioners by receiving Z-Wave commands and converting them into infrared commands. It can be used with any brand of split air conditioner. It can also be used standalone and provide heating, cooling, ventilation, dehumidification functions according to the air conditioner modes, and it's got a rechargeable battery as well. So let's add it in. In the app, I'll go to the device, add devices. Now, although this is a nice branded product, it uses Z-Wave, so I'll go to other and choose Z-Wave. To put the thermostat into discovery mode, you need to press the up and down arrow at the same time until the screens show zeros, and then you have to press this standby button to confirm. The app has found the thermostat and it does all the configuration in the background. And once it's done, it tells me the device has more than one function which needs to be set up separate. The first function is the actual thermostat, where we get the temperature set points. So I'll rename this Office Thermostat. The next function is the temperature sensor, and I'll name this Office Temperature. The final one is humidity. I'll call this Office Humidity Sensor. And press confirm. And then finish. If I head to the office zone, I see the three functions, and at the moment the room is off. So I'm going to set it to cooling. I can set the fan speed as well. Hot one today, so I want the fan on full power. Splendid. So this is an IR controller. How do I add those IR commands in? There's a separate app you need to download, and it's called IR Thermostat. And you follow the wizard on getting the IR code into the thermostat. So we download and open that app, and it says that we need to long press the M and F buttons on the controller, and the Bluetooth symbol will show up on the stat. Click next, and it's discovered my thermostat. Now I'll choose a brand. Let's go for Mitsubishi. Now I haven't got an air conditioning unit in my house, but I do have the ELAN or Nice Home Management IR learner, and we'll be able to see this controller fire IR codes to the learner, and we'll see the IR in detection light flash. Let's try it out. I can fire out commands from this app to the air conditioning unit. So I sent the command, you can see the IR light flash on the IR learner. I'll send another command, it's flashed again, and you see the IR learner is flashing, so it's receiving IR command. So providing this is near to the aircon unit, preferably underneath it, you have simple HVAC control of a system. You then press download and it will send those commands to this thermostat. Let's now go back to the Yubii app. I'm going to set a new set point, and we can see the IR learner has received the IR commands. I'll then press off, and the HVAC for that zone is off, and the IR learner again has responded to that command. And that is the Yubii Climate Control. Great little bit of kit. Next up is this little unit, the warm control. This is also identified via Z-Wave and is mainly applied to control water heating valves and heating actuators, etc. It powers from 240 volts, so I've just got this little fly lead here which is going into a plug socket for demonstration purposes. In the app, let's identify it. Alright, press and hold the up and down arrows. And I confirm enrolment by pressing it again. And there we go, easily brought into the system. Now I'll just do the setup like I did on the climate control unit as well. In the Yubii app, it's going to turn this unit on and you'll hear a little click. Meaning that it's turned on the relay outputs. And when you turn it off, there'll be another click and the relays are turned off. Next up is a TRV, or a thermostatic radiator valve. This little unit replaces the valve that you'll see on your radiators where you turn them, making it a smart radiator. So I'm going to go to the living room and add a device. This again is Z-Wave. You put the hub into discovery and then you follow the manual on the button press sequence to get the TRV to be available on Z-Wave. So I press and hold the button on the side of the unit until it's green, and then press the button again, and it's enrolling with Z-Wave now. I'll assign the functions to the living room. And that's done, let's give it a test. I'm all of a sudden very cold, so let's turn the valve on. Now we have a current temperature, and if I set the heat set point to higher than what the room temperature is, you'll hear the little TRV spinning, and therefore the valve is opening to let hot water through. Then when the temperature sensor reaches the heat set point, it will close the valve. The head will automatically calibrate when it is connected to a physical radiator valve, but you can also kick off a manual calibration by pressing and holding the button on it, cycle through the light colours, and then press the button again to confirm. It's all covered in the manual. Done. Jolly good. In the Yubii app, we can manually control devices, set points and leave it be. But we can also do some basic scenarios or automation in the app as well. Let's go ahead and add a scenario. We'll call this heating on. What should happen? I'm going to set the heating to 22 degrees. Do I want to delay that? I won't for now, but I can if I want to, and save and continue. Now, when we've saved that, we can just recall that if we want to, but we can also automate it. So when should it start? There we go, a little bit of custom automation there. Okay, so that is some of the Yubii Climate products there. There are many other products that Yubii has to offer. such as lighting control, switch control, LED control. There's garage door openers, CO sensors, water leak detection, push buttons, cameras, and more as well. Now we're going to bring this into Nice Home Management, formerly known as ELAN. So I go into Configurator and go to System and Discovery, and there is the Yubii Hub. I click Install, and that's now installed. The hub will install itself into Climate, Lighting, Security, and in the Input Output tab. So I'm going to go to Climate and go to the hub, put in the admin name and password, and then press Apply and click Discover. And it's pulled in the HVAC thermostat, the warm control, and the TRV into the thermostat section. I'm going to open Viewer now, and if I go to Climate and go to the Office thermostat, I'll turn on the AC. And we see that the IR learner flashes, meaning the command has been received from the climate control panel. If I set the set point down to a lower temperature, and the IR learner flashes there as well. I'll turn the AC off and the learner flashes, indicating an off command has been received. So we get some very basic and very simple control of our climate in Nice Home Management. So now we can do some scheduling. The rule of thumb I go by, if you're doing scheduling, only set it up in one platform. Don't have it working in Yubii and Nice, because you might start getting some conflicts. That's the same with any other heating system as well that you're pulling into Nice Home Management. Just have one control platform managing the scheduling. In Configurator, I'll go to the warm control thermostat, and I'm going to do two schedules, as I've got two system modes, home and away. Home will be schedule 1 and away will be schedule 2. Home will have 4 periods throughout the day and 2 weekly programs, and this will allow me to separate the weekday schedule from the weekend if I want to do that. So Saturday and Sunday are on program 2. For away, I'll leave that as 1 period for the day and 1 program for the week. So let's head into the viewer and check the scheduling. So we'll start with the office for a good example here. We have the time, the heat set point, the cool set point, and the fan mode, which we can change as well. If I go to the warm control thermostat, I have the system mode home. Monday through to Friday is selected. I can then change the time and the set point as well. So I'll say at 7 AM, I want the heat set point to be 21 degrees. I'll change the second schedule to be 10 AM. And I'll set it to 5 degrees. I'll be at work, so I don't need the heating on. And then 5 PM and 10 PM, they have set points too. Then I can go to the weekend and set up scheduling there as well. If I go to away mode, I have one set point that I can set. And that's done. This is all end user facing features as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to know more about Nice Home Management or Yubii or our certification training, pop us an email at sales@aldersystems.co.uk or contact us on the details at the end of this video.